The use of colour in film has developed a considerable amount since it was first invented. It is often used to help create a feeling of the setting, so that viewers are able to understand emotional aspects of a story in a somewhat more implicit way. Directors are often found to have distinct styles in their use of colour in movies. In this video essay, I will be talking about the use of colour in 5 different movies, and focusing on their use in separating the good and the bad. In Deadpool 2, a comical contradiction between the heroes and the villains is consistently shown throughout the movie. Here, our hero Wade Wilson is on a little red scooter finding his way towards the antagonists, who are driving large black trucks, making them stand out as the main threat. Our second villain is also shown wearing a futuristic black suit, creating a similar effect. Another example of the use of colour in this movie is through Marvel's typical colour grading. This consists of a flat chromatic scheme that portrays the world projected into the future where more advanced technologies and blue lights have taken over. In this film, scenery showing warm green nature are fairly uncommon, though not completely non-existent. A change can be noticed in the colour grading of a scene where Wade dies and seemingly joins his wife in heaven. It can be seen that in the beginning of the movie, the couple's apartment is coloured with dark blues, greys and blacks to portray a cold, less comfortable and less safe environment, as opposed to in their afterlife together, where their apartment is brightly lit with warm yellow and orange colours that are used to shed a more positive light as they are finally reunited together. In Moonrise Kingdom, Wes Anderson uses colour to separate the protagonists, usually portrayed in warm yellow tones, and the antagonists in blue and colder colours. This is vividly visible through this split-screen shot. These colours are also used to divide the safe or unsafe settings and situations in the story. A famous use of colour to separate the good and bad side, or dark side in this case, is Star Wars. The lightsabers are coloured blue for the heroes, or red for the villains. This is visible in the many different lightsaber battles between Rey, the heroine Jedi, and Ben, the villain of the dark side. The settings are also coloured differently between each side of the Force. The protagonist is shown in more colourful, comforting and bright environments. The villains, however, are consistently shown in dark and cold settings. The Grand Budapest Hotel uses colours to define each of the story's characters. The colour stark purple is used for protagonists. The government bureaucracy is shown in dull brown or grey, and the family members of Dimitri, the antagonist, wears black. Wes Anderson makes many other uses of colour throughout this film. An example is in this scene that shows the contrast between the lifestyle of the clients of the Grand Budapest Hotel versus that of the lobby boy. The only bright colours in this scene are of the boy's costume, signifying that his job is his only luxury. In The Shining, the colour red is used throughout the movie to foreshadow the incidents that occur at the end of the story. The warm pastel colour palettes of each shot are used to contrast with this bright red colour. Jack wears a red pullover by the climax of the story. This also foreshadows his threatening behaviour. In the next scene, on the bottom left side of this shot, you can see a doll wearing a red coloured jumpsuit. This colourful prop is used by Stanley Kubrick to foreshadow the death of the character that later takes the place of the doll. The use of colour in The Shining is therefore different than that of the previous mentioned movies, as it mainly uses a singular colour to predict the villainous unravelments of the story. It can be concluded from this video essay that the use of colour in depicting the good and evil is highly important for the attentive viewers, and can change based on the director's choice of style.